Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we explore a remarkable moment in history, a moment many people have never heard about. A time when a Muslim ruler extended his hand to a Christian nation during their darkest hour. This is the story of how Sultan Abdülmecid of the Ottoman Empire helped Ireland during the Great Famine. The mid-19th century was a time of immense suffering for the people of Ireland. From 1845 to 1852, a plant disease wiped out the potato crop. Potatoes were the main source of food for millions of poor families. When the harvest failed year after year, the result was starvation, illness, and death. Nearly 1 million people lost their lives. Another million fled the country in search of survival. During this tragedy, help came from an unexpected place, the Ottoman Empire. The ruler at the time was Sultan Abdülmecid. He was only 23 years old in 1847, yet he had ruled his vast empire for almost a decade. When he learned of the suffering in Ireland, he decided to act. He offered a generous donation of £10,000 to support famine relief. But this act of kindness was blocked. British diplomats told the Sultan that he could not offer more than Queen Victoria, who had given only £2,000. They asked him to reduce his donation to half that amount. Out of respect, he agreed and sent £1,000 instead. Even then, Britain's ambassador thanked him for his kindness. People in Britain and Ireland were deeply moved. An English religious journal published a piece titled "A Benevolent Sultan," praising his compassion. The writer said that for the first time, a Muslim ruler had shown such heartfelt sympathy for a Christian nation. Many newspapers even criticized their own diplomats for turning down the original amount simply to avoid embarrassing the Queen. But the Sultan did not stop there. According to local tradition, in the Irish town of Drogheda, the Ottoman Empire secretly sent 5 ships filled with food to help Irish families. The story says that the British authorities tried to block the ships, so they sailed quietly to reach those in need. Newspaper reports and letters from Irish leaders at the time support this claim. Because of this generosity, Drogheda adopted the crescent and star into its coat of arms. The local football club still uses these symbols today, a lasting reminder of a Muslim empire's compassion toward a Christian community. Irish newspapers also praised the Sultan. The Irish Freeman's Journal wrote that he acted as a humane and generous man. Although he was a follower of Islam, the writer said he acted in a way that set an example even for Christians. What makes this story even more inspiring is what happened just a few years later. In 1854, the Crimean War began. Britain sided with the Ottoman Empire against Russia. To the surprise of many, around 30,000 Irish soldiers served in the conflict. This was only 2 years after the famine ended. Despite everything they had gone through, many Irish families still remembered the kindness of Sultan Abdülmecid. Their support was seen as a gesture of gratitude to the ruler who had helped them when they needed it most. This story reminds us that compassion knows no borders, no religions, and no cultures. When people suffer, the believer responds with mercy and kindness. Abdülmecid showed the world what true leadership looks like. If you enjoyed learning about this forgotten chapter of history, subscribe to Islamic Knowledge for more inspiring stories from the past. Jazakum Allahu khairan for watching.